Second.
Thank you, sir, for the excellent presentation. I have a background in paper technology, so I have a question with regards to your media. What do you see as the future in India with regards to electronic communication development and paper technology? So what do you see the growth of paper and its related products in India in terms of media outlook, in terms of your raw material sources?
Well, there are two separate points, I think, or there are several points. First is, usually the question is posed in the context of whether print journalism has a future given the expansion of internet, for instance, or television. Our experience thus far, of course, as I mentioned to you by the figures, is that the growth of all the other media has meant that print journalism has also now become something that people want much more of. So the demand for paper continues to go up, and you can be confident of business prospects in that way. But the other point I feel is that by the new technologies, a new source of freedom has come about. For instance, today, if a newspaper were not to publish what I write, fortunately that doesn't happen, but supposing it were not to publish it, doesn't matter. I would just put it on the internet, and I can be sure that if one paper for which I write has not published it, then 20 other papers will pick it up. Arun, Shourie has written this on the internet. We are reproducing the whole thing. So a new form, or a new reaching out to people we've now got through mobile technology, through internet. This is also giving a very good instrument for cross-border cooperation. As you know, the relations between Pakistan and India are not always good. But what's happening? Because of internet, all the things that we write are immediately available to them. All the things they write are immediately available to us. And the journalists have started collaborating and sending information to each other for printing and publication in their own societies. So greater freedom in this way.
Okay, thank you. And one short question, please. Aha, okay, you...
Actually, I have a question.
Have the power in Finland. I wanted to have a woman's voice, but she decided another way. So.
Okay, can I ask her? Yeah.
Both
Please.
of them.
Yeah. Actually, I have a question. This media, nowadays, the channels are like, it's growing in a very large number. And instead of, they are creating news actually. Instead of giving the information or something, they are making the news. I know in one channel about Michael Jackson, there are in a span of some 3 months or something, there is news like about 400 odd times. And about this, in Africa, this Darfur region, they told about that only 15 times. So don't you think that there has to be a regulating authority, I mean, to control the media or something? Because it's been misleading. What Michael Jackson is doing, I don't think it makes a sense if they are showing it like 400 times in a span of 3 months or something. They have to, if they want to do something really good, this media, there has to be some regulating authority to control them. So, because this is a very serious problem, what I think.
Right.
So that is a often expressed concern, and I would certainly feel, not just from the media point of view, but having been in government, seeing the legislators every day, that we do not need their oversight. The strength of a free society is that if one channel is concocting news, if it is focusing on that which is not the concern of the people, then the 3,000 other newspapers and the 99 other TV channels will take up those other issues. But if you have a regulator, then his priorities are the ones that are going to be determining. He will be some government servant who will be stuck 30 years in the past in his mind. It will be impossible to but that becomes always the justification, the first step towards censorship. And in a free society, that is not necessary.
All right, and final question there, please.
I'm a journalist from a weekly news magazine, Suomen Kuvalehti. My name is Katri Merikallio. I found it very interesting when you were telling about the huge number of dailies in the native languages. But us Westerners, when we try to understand something about India, we can only read the English media. How do you see it? Is there a big difference between the India in the native language media and in the English language media? For journalists, it's a really challenge when you really can only read the English media.
Yes. Madam, there is, that's a very vital and important question. And one of the features is that, as you know, India is a Europe at close quarters, 1 billion people, very large place. And what the English papers, if we confine ourselves to English papers, one of the things we will miss out is what is happening in a state. And those states are larger than most European countries. So somehow we have to find, maybe through an assistant, maybe through an associate, maybe through some pen friend, as to what is happening in the state. And the remedy to that, and it is true that many of the Indian language papers will also be only aping the English language papers. So actually there is no substitute for multiple sources, and there is no substitute for direct observation, of actually traveling through the country and seeing things. Because because one of the features of instant media is that we are always preoccupied with what's happening today. What was the breaking news now? What is the Reuters giving out in its screed just now? But the fact is that in large societies, things change at the speed of a oil tanker. It takes 3, 4, 10 kilometers to change direction. So we should not be that preoccupied with the instant happening as media tends to be. A steadier, longer gaze, and we will understand societies like India and China, even in regard to those features in which, as Sam was emphasizing, change is rapid. Even in those, we will understand them better.
Thank you. So thank you for our excellent speakers, Mr. Pitroda, Arun, Shourie, and Soli, Sorabjee. Excellent introductions. Now we have a little bit more than 15 minutes time for coffee break, and we will start 4:45, and then Mr. Mikko Kosonen is taking responsibility to lead the panel discussion. And please, exactly 4:45 we will continue. Thank you so much.